What's going on, everybody? And happy Monday. It is a beautiful Monday here in New York City. A little chilly, but that's the way I like it. I like it a little crisp, so it feels really nice. Anyway, I hope you guys have been digging the videos I've been putting up. I've been hard at work. I've been doing videos like almost every day. It seems sometimes even 2 a day. I'm really trying to get this channel up and running. So hit that like button. Please subscribe to my channel. Appreciate all you guys that have already done that. It means the world to me. This has been a blast. And I really, I hope you guys enjoy digging the videos with my buddy Jordan. We've been having a blast doing it together. I know he's working on some of his own stuff as well that we're going to collaborate on. So anyway, let's get right into today's video. So I was thinking, Jordan and I did a video yesterday on used physical media and whether it's, you are in or out on that. And, I've recently started my VHS collection. And one of the things that I'm finding is that so many of these VHS tapes that I am acquiring are movies that I've seen just so many times because, I grew up on VHS. So I watched them so much as a kid. So I started to think about the rewatchable movies and why someone might rewatch a movie, most specifically a horror movie, but why someone might rewatch a horror movie. What are the kinds of things and reasons why you rewatch them, right? Is it because you love them so much? Is it because the characters are just, excellent and you love it? Maybe there's some one-liners. Maybe there's some gore you really like. Maybe they're just mindless, right? Maybe you like to rewatch these movies because you can just put it on. You can scroll while you're watching. You can do some work while you're watching. Whatever the reason is, I started to think about why movies are rewatchable, right? And what those kind of rewatchable movies for me are. And I'm sure, there's a ton of them in my collection, but I kind of grabbed four that are just like kind of old faithfuls for me that I just go back to all the time and find myself watching very often because I love them so much for different reasons. So I'm going to get right into it. And I'd also love to hear about you guys. What kind of rewatchables do you have in your pile? Let me know in the comments, like, are there things that you always go back to, movies that you just are like old faithful to you that you just love? So anyway, let me get into it. The first movie is like one of my favorite movies of all time, so it's naturally one of my rewatchables, and naturally something that I've seen a zillion times in my life, and it's rewatchable for a few reasons, right? And that is none other than Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Now, if you follow me on social media or if you're friends with me, you know that I'm a huge Killer Clowns fan. I have a jumbo tattoo right here. I'm a huge Killer Clowns fan. And this movie, this Scream Factory 4K recent release, it's so rewatchable to me because it's its own genre. Like this movie, I've seen it so many times that I can do other things while I watch it, but it is just pure fun. There's eye candy. There's great characters-ish. There's so many great death scenes. It is scary. It's fun. Killer Clowns to me is really its own genre of movie, and there's not many movies that can say that, right? That like it's not a true horror. It's not a true comedy. It's not really a true horror comedy. It's also a sci-fi movie. There's just so many different genres within this that really make it its own entity in like the world of cinema and physical media. So for me, Killer Clowns is so much of a comfort movie. I put it on all the time when I'm just kind of hanging out. For whatever reason, those evil clowns comfort me to no end. So yeah, my first rewatchable and probably the movie I've seen the most amount of times in my life, probably next to Scream, is probably Killer Clowns from Outer Space. My first rewatchable. Okay, next is a movie called Nightmare Sisters. Okay, starring Bring Stevens, Linnea Quigley. I forgot the other girl's name. She was Michelle Bauer. She was a Playboy model. And the three sisters, they do this like spell kind of situation, and they get transformed into these like super mega hotties, and they invite these frat boys to their party, and they just kind of like it's the whole movie is them just kind of like seducing the boys and then killing them in bizarre and funky ways. And the reason why this movie is so rewatchable to me, besides the fact that the three leads are gorgeous and they're like very exposed for most of the movie, so it does make it very watchable in that sense. But it's mindless. Like this movie is mindless. It is just pure fun. And it's a movie that I love to just go back to. If I'm looking for something, I don't want to get too crazy. I want something on that I can just kind of like again, like scroll or watch and not really have to pay too close attention. Like, let's be honest here, like the plot is not what's important of this movie. So you really don't need to like invest a lot of mind space in watching this. And again, since I've seen it so many times, I don't really need to kind of put my time and effort into it. I can just put it on and watch it, and it's just very rewatchable to me in that sense. So one of the reasons why I think some movies are rewatchable is because it's mindless, right? And I can just sit there and kind of do other things and enjoy it. So, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Nightmare Sisters. I think this is actually still available on Vinegar Syndrome's website. Definitely hit it up if you don't have this movie. It's like one of my favorite releases they ever did. Strongly recommend. Definitely go get it. Um, Next up is another one of my favorites, and that is Sleepaway Camp. Okay, with the amazing Felissa Rose. Now, this edition is long out of print, but I'm sure you can find it on eBay, etc. Unfortunately, but this is a Scream Factory edition. I know there's a company that just released number 2 and number 3, and all these movies to me are rewatchable. Okay, again, Sleepaway Camp 1 I've seen so many times, and it's one of those movies that I enjoy it every single time. The nostalgia it brings. This is like such a true slasher to me. So many great one-liners. Eat shit and live, Bill. Like, it's just great. And the although the ending is iconic and I know it's coming, it hits me every time, to be honest with you. And like, even though I've seen it 100 times, every time I see it, it's just as impactful as the first time I saw it. Just that shot of Angela. That's all I'll say. Is just iconic. And so Sleepaway Camp is another one of those movies that I just can't get enough of. I've watched it so many times, and even today, like I'm doing some schoolwork for some classes I'm taking. I'm good just throwing this on in the background, and I can just kind of go in and out and just enjoy it every single time. This movie will never get old to me, and it's endlessly rewatchable. So yeah, Sleepaway Camp. And the last one is a movie I've mentioned on a video before, and it's just, again, one of those movies to me that is endlessly rewatchable because it's its own genre, and there's so much body horror and like one-liners, and it's so goofy and so like off the walls, bananas, bonkers that like I just adore it. Like, I love this movie so much, and I'm praying we get like a limited box edition of it at some point. And it's one of Elizabeth Banks' first movie. Michael Rooker is in it. Great cast, and that is Slither. Okay, this falls in that same category for me as Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It is its own genre. It's sci-fi, it's horror, it's body horror, it's goofy, it's comedy. Like, I don't even know what genre this movie falls in because there are so many genres. So, Slither to me is a movie that I don't just even want on the background. This is something that I will sit down to watch any single time. And it's a movie I love to show people that haven't seen it. I love to just sit down and be like, you need to see this movie, and I want to be with you the first time you see it, because I know, like, anybody that sees this movie, like, it just blows their fucking mind. Like, this movie is out of control in every single way, and it's so good. Also, by the way, it's directed by James Gunn, who directed The Avengers. So, I believe it was The Avengers. Maybe I'm sorry, Guardians of the Galaxy. But I think he was involved in Infinity War, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, I mean, James Gunn's one of the most accomplished directors in current cinema. So, Slither is my last pick, a movie that it's rewatchable for me because I love showing it to people, and I love seeing people's reactions to the just batshit insane things that happen in this movie. And if you know, you know. If you've seen it, you've seen it. So yeah, you got Killer Clowns, you got Nightmare Sisters, you got Sleepaway Camp, and Slither. Those are my 4 titles at this time. I think I'm gonna do more videos of rewatchables that I just pulled off the shelf quickly that to me are like so rewatchable, and I can watch them at any point, whether it's just doing work or just hanging out, or because I really want to watch it with someone and see their reaction and all that good stuff. So yeah, let me know if you guys are into any of these movies, if you've seen any of these movies before, if you are someone that agrees with me, like you've seen these movies a few times and you agree they are completely banging and rewatchable. And also let me know what you guys like think on your list. Do you have movies that you just go back to all the time, all faithful, that you just love? So anyway, yeah, appreciate you guys hanging out. Hit that like button. Please subscribe to my channel. And tons of more videos on the way, guys. This is just the beginning for Miles of Horror, but I have been pumping out the videos, so definitely hit those up. And I appreciate you guys. Your boy Miles out. Peace.